Hi, hello, welcome to the Daily Tarot Buffet brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is the Room Priestess of Velocity. I'll be your oracle today. I was sent to deliberate the findings for the transiting moon into Libra. If you're new, welcome home. You belong. If you are returning, welcome back. Thank you for your continued support. It's a delight and an honor to serve you. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. We have a transiting moon in the sign of Libra. So during Gemini season, that's a fifth house event. So anytime there is something moving through the sign of, or there's an event, let's say, in the sign of Libra during Gemini season, it's a fifth house event. This specific event is a lunation, a lunar event. So there's going to be increased insight, intuition into the matters of the fifth house. So our desires, passions, motivations, heart's ambitions, soul's desires. It's really the love we give ourselves and others, or where we go to play. So we could be starting the beginning of some kind of budding love affair, but it could be other things as well, like starting something, generative energy. That can be anything from a passion project. This is a time where we might have like conception, so it's, baby making. There's also other energies. We could be wrapping up or starting something that's like an exploration around like the bachelor's level, something where we've gone through initiation, kind of the knight versus the page, but we're not quite a master yet, which is like the queen or the king energy. That's really what I'm getting. It's the love we give ourselves and others, and there's been a lot of love energy around, and it's then going to be according to Libra, so balance, receptivity, union, partnership, agreements, dialogue. It can be contracts or duty bound oaths. We're going to be starting something, some kind of new truth is going to emerge, and we're going to start to round the corner on our strength, courage, and wisdom, our emotional fortitude. There may also be this understanding what we've been protecting or what needs to be protected. We could have been defending some kind of spot. Don't quite know what that looks like. But there was some cold, harsh truth that kind of came out. It could have been related to something else that was going on, other terms and conditions, something about the road not quite being open, perhaps even blocked or the gate was obstructed. That's shifting, but there is some kind of change around our self worth and value, strength, courage, and wisdom, emotional fortitude. Like I said, some truth is going to be coming out. We have the Ace of Swords, Sun, Fool, and Four of Pentacles. Again, the Ace of Swords, Sun, Fool, and the Four of Pentacles. Ace of Swords, Sun, Fool, Four of Pentacles. We're going to lay four cards from the This Might Hurt Tarot, brought to you by Liminal 11 Publishing. It's authored by Isabella Rotman. And this is going to give us the baseline core energy for the entire spread as we're gathered here today. We will be using other cards, but those cards will be to clarify or modify the initial meaning of these four cards, which are again, Ace of Swords, Sun, Fool, and the Four of Pentacles. If anything resonates deeply with you, go ahead and smash that like button. It's a delight and an honor to serve. Thank you for allowing the privilege and a pleasure to do so. As we get in here, fit in here, and see what we got going on, just remember you can always speed up the playback by hitting like 1.5 or double the speed. Look in the video settings. It's usually a little gear symbol somewhere in the like where you're watching this video, if you just hover across the top, there'll be some little gear, or along the bottom, there'll be some little gear that allows you to speed up the video. It'll decrease the time of the video up to 1/2, or it'll speed up the playback. And then also in the Hamza hands, in the about section or the show notes or the channel description, I mean, not the channel description, the video description, there will be some Hamza hands towards the top. There usually, not always, but usually is some kind of link to a summary. So the Sun card in the Four of Pentacles, that definitely means securing a position. It can mean the Sun in Capricorn. We can also be dealing with some of this in Aries rising, which would mean the Sun is in the 10th house. When we have the Ace of Swords and the Fool card, that actually means that we're being granted, I'm hearing the word reprieve. I was going to say breaking up, breaking free. So it's a fresh start, but this is like divine oriented. That's usually the case with all the aces, but it's something in particular here. I'm getting the feeling, since I saw the Strength card in the echoes before we opened up the channel, I was seeing some kind of repression, suppression, oppression that we've recently graduated or grown out of. We've found our strength, and we also know how to sit and defend our spot. It's not necessarily about defending ourselves, but you know, when there's new levels, there's new devils. There's always going to be something worth protecting, especially when, again, we're high worth, high value, high level. And that's just the thing. New levels, new devils. We're coming into that consciousness awareness right now. We're figuring out just what that means for us and how that looks like in our own life, on our own path. This is about a yes, usually. In a reading, it could also be some kind of, I don't know how to explain that. It's more like, I'm hearing the word verdict, but it could also be a decision. It's the truth or clarity, intellect, reasoning, communication coming through that cuts through illusion. And then the Sun is illumination, enlightenment, enumeration, reinvigoration, healing, vitality, growth. It's the solution to the situation. With the Fool card here and the Sun, this is a new achievement of some kind. Excuse me, a new accomplishment. Sun is accomplishment, world is achievement. So this is a new accomplishment of some kind. And it's because we had to secure some kind of spot, or there might be somebody with their Sun in Capricorn. This is saying we've just secured this. This is something relatively new. High Priestess, Six of Swords, Five of Cups, Eight of Wands. So if we had a former self or a unhealed, unawakened self, a lesser self, you know, a lower vibrational, something that we used to be, a past, a former self, who we were in the past, we had to accept some type of defeat or disappointment, really grieving, mourning as well. We're on this journey towards moving on, moving forward. We're entering in paradise, we're entering in healing, or we're entering in sanctuary, refuge from something that was a little bit mired, a little bit stuck. We needed to let things progress or speed up or evolve or accelerate, because we were sitting on some kind of truth. We were sitting in some cycle of knowledge. The High Priestess is exalted, gracious influence over an entire cycle. But it's something about either undesirability, untouchability, even. I'm getting that, but it's really not the right card. Five of Cups specifically is undesirability. It also could be, you know, crabs in a bucket. Because we needed to accept some kind of truth that we didn't do too much on. We didn't do too much towards. It was kind of having to sit in our own knowing of something. And it's hard when we're a righteous person or we're Dharma led, and we have to kind of just let the cards fall where they may. it can feel like an injustice, but really, you know, you can never say the wrong thing to the right person. You know, say what you say and do what you do, because those who care don't matter and those who matter don't care. The best of people believe the best in you. You never really need to go the extra mile to defend your honor, and when you do, it's the wrong mile. You can never say the wrong thing to the right person, and you can never say the right thing to the wrong person. So oftentimes when there's groups of people or just a single individual misperceiving, really, it's a misattribution, misjudging, mislabeling, misperceiving, mistaking, misusing, mistreating, even if there's cried ridicule or a breakup or a derision or disappointment, somebody arrives at a conclusion and they don't give us the time, energy, effort, attention, they don't provide the space to intercede or assist the situation and clarify. When they have access to the horse's mouth, they decide to take BS from the donkey's anus. That's just that on that. Okay. You know, if a person believes the wrong thing and they form a conclusion on their own, it's because whatever conclusion they arrived at is the one that supported the narrative they already have. They could have came to us and aligned the narrative with the truth or actual factual or reality. And I understand our reality and their reality is not the same as absolute reality, meaning as it appeared in reality, truth, actual, factual. So I just that needed to be said because we're moving on. We received some type of grace here. 6 received swords grace. There's a disappointment, 5 of cups. All right, that's just what's going on here. So now we have the Emperor and the Ace of Wands. So we have a pair of aces already. We also have a pair of fours, 4 of cups now. Okay, a triple 4, 4 of swords now. Vertex of Abundance, like I said, is the galactic temple of ascension, delivering sacred messages from behind the veil. If anything resonates deeply with you, my dear, I want you to go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. We'll be using the Veda Sibila by Lo Scarabeo to deliberate the findings for any type of correlative or corresponding energy. I really want to know what this 4 of Pentacles and the Sun card is, because it's saying that we secured our position and it was one of enlightenment. So we can see, or we have like receipts or something, we know what the cycle is going to bear. And there's this other energy, entity, ideology here. It may be another person, it may be our future self that is kind of sitting there in plain sight, a little bit misunderstood. Sacerdote could be positive or negative. It could be the priest. It could be somebody in a uniform, military, or clergy. It could be somebody that has access to secret knowledge. They're doing things behind the scenes in secret, but it's not always negative. Because there is some type of quiet truth here that may or may not be accessed according to who's trying to access. And it's somebody that needs to be beneficial and friendly. They need to be safe. And, you know, not everybody is that. Not everybody even tries to be that. People assume things because it fits their agenda. And they're really in their own life. They have their own agenda. So something here is viable. And it is something to be worked on. It's just saying that there was something to be secured and we were going to have to do it a certain way according to some kind of style or whatever, or what have you. And remember, I was saying Sun in the 10th house, that's what the Emperor represents. A lot of people are like, oh, well, it's Aries. Yes, that is the zodiac. The zodiac is Aries, but the astrology is Sun in the 10th house. What most people don't realize is that the Sun is native to Leo, but it's exalted in Aries, and that's 9 signs away. So 9 signs away from the first house is the 10th house. That's just for the students here, the metaphysical students that go an extra step further. So again, Vertex of Abundance is the galactic temple of ascension, delivering sacred messages from behind the veil. If anything resonates deeply with you, go ahead and smash that like button. We'll be using the minor arcana from Cosmic Coven Tarot to deliberate the findings for any type of combinatory energy here. That's pairings or sets or triples. Again, minor arcana. It's by Lillian Lazenby. over at Ripe Avocado, and this specific deck is the Cosmic Coven Tarot. We have the Ace of Pentacles to clarify this triple four here. Triple four, if there isn't the Four of Wands, it's not the best sign. A triple four in the positive would be, typically moving in together is the triple four. A double four would be the next step in some type of solidification of a foundation, typically a commitment. We do have Emperor here, which is, system, structures, foundations, but it's also self-governance, self-mastery. This is a person who's self-possessed, self-oriented, self-guided, self-motivated. Okay, that's the Emperor, l'Imperatore. It's also the spiritual side of physical affairs, of manifestation. It's implementation and inception is what the Emperor is. We have a triple four here, and it's not including a Four of Wands. So that would mean suppression, repression, oppression, depression. If the Four of Wands was present, it would mean moving in together or, formalizing something. So Ace of Pentacles with the King of Swords for the shared energy here is we need expert judgment, King of Swords, around some kind of material blessing. What's happening in the higher realm is the Page of Wands combined with this Ace of Pentacles is we're being invited to manifest something here. This King of Pentacles as in the position of the other side with this Ace of Pentacles is somebody's trying to manifest some kind of new beginning. This Five of Swords on our side with this Ace of Pentacles is we might have revoked or withdrawn or rescinded or procrastinated around some kind of material abundance. I have a feeling if we haven't been very social in the last few days, something's not coming together and it's lagging behind. It might be stagnant or something of that nature because we're not coming out to play. We're in this concussed place here with the Four of Swords. We're in this because we have two fours on our side. So we're trying to stabilize ourselves. We're healing from some kind of trauma. We're recuperating in some kind of way. Four of Swords. There could have been a concussion. The word is concussed, not concussion. It can include that word concussion, but the word is concussed. Shell-shocked, processing a rather traumatic experience. Lulling ourselves into healing recovery, looking to find some kind of rejuvenation. There could be some kind of convalescence, even needing to rest and gather up our energy. There could be some type of need to heal from a trauma. Three of Swords will confirm that, or the Tower. So things are speeding up though, and we're kind of suppressing the acceleration. We also have a pair of aces here. A pair of aces brings in union. Okay, what is this pair of aces, please? Okay, so there might be this energy of carrying a flame. One or more parties is unbuckling under the weight of their own karmic causes, or they're carrying a torch for the other. This is the edict from the divine. Put something down. I think what we might have put down on our end is coming out to play, trying to make something happen, because the overall situation is that seeds have been planted and it may grow or may fail because what's happening in the higher realm is something's been granted. Six of Wands, that's receiving six glory wands combined with the 10 of Wands. It took a long time, but we handled up on something. And the ships are coming in for the other party. 10 of Wands, 3 of Wands. They put enough time, energy, effort, and attention. They carry the burden for long enough. But we're in this Four of Cups energy. We're a little bit we've detached. And it's making the other person feel, if there is another person, it's making the other person feel rejected. Now, if there is not another person, this detachment really is actually saying that our energy, our thoughts, our frequency, our vibration has manifested something that's right there at the threshold. We either need to go out and grab it or something on that line, bring it off the back burner or recognize it. So again, if there's another person, they're feeling rejected because we've detached. If there isn't another person, what that means is that according to our energy, according to the causes that we're making, the action that the energy that we're sitting in, something's actually manifesting and is right there at the threshold. All we need to do is recognize it and it'll manifest. It might be as simple as reaching out and grabbing it. So Ten of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Hermit, Lovers. Okay, so Lovers here. We have a pair of aces, which means union, and we have the Lovers card, which means union, communion, partnerships. And the Nine of Pentacles with the Hermit means Mars in the sixth house, Mars in Virgo, or more likely a Virgo rising. There's an awakening here because there's some type of rulership, leadership behind the scenes, High Priestess, Empress, or there's like a hidden masculine, divine masculine. And I wouldn't say that, but we have the Lovers card out here, which brings in the divine feminine, divine masculine. From Etsy, we'll be deliberating the findings for any type of union energy through the Pop of Love Oracle by Vibe About It Tarot. So is somebody Napolitano, Italian from Naples, or does somebody want to go to Naples or live in Naples, or you could be Florida or Italy? And then also, I mean, that's one of my favorite pizzas, Napolitano, caprese margherita. So I'm curious here because I'm hearing Una nota da Napoli. It could be either Dean Martin or Pink Martini. Okay, so we have Chaser, and it's us. Feels unwanted or self-blames, feeling empty, lost, without twin, experiencing a dark night of the soul, feelings of pain, hopelessness in the confusing situation. Now, again, this may or may not be union. I'm feeling that it is. So if it's just us and not another person, we could not be belonging to the environment, surrounding locations that we're in. And it's because we're more sovereign, we're more regal. So we're being made bad or othered or something because of our sovereignty. What appears to other people as rejection, for us is just being boundary. What appears to other people as critique is just for us discernment. And so that's the one thing, if we're not dealing with another person, is that that's what's going on in their mind. That's what they're experiencing. But let's read this down just a little bit. So the overall situation, the shared energy is false flame. Combined with chaser is people aren't able to give us enough, but we're still trying to show up and assist the situation. Chaser means an overabundance of trying to assist the situation, but they may be self-deceiving is what's going on in the upper realm where they're not as they appear. And it could be that they're hiding feelings. It could be that they're sitting in the wrong spot. They don't belong close to us. They shouldn't have access to us. It could be a couple few different things. Now, on their end, they're juggling. So they're shucking and jiving, massaging, persuasion to hide the truth and protect their feelings for whatever reason. And then we're in this reinvention. So we're willing to grow and evolve into the thing that they need us to be as long as they're doing the same, as long as we're growing together, not growing apart. And we're in this energy of working on ourselves, growing, and they might not be. They're in this juggling. They have too much and they're unable to show up properly. They're dealing with a lot of multiple things at once, or they're not in all the multiple forms they need to be in. They might be third dimensional, not fifth dimensional. Everybody's fifth dimensional, but that means they're unhealed, unawakened. Then um, metamorphosis of mind and spirit, working on shadow aspect and becoming aware of strengths and weaknesses, changing oneself into something better. So this energy is very clear to me, and that was that double ace. So they are kind of looking to the depths of things, reviewing things, whatever, what have you. So they might have some new kind of wisdom, but it stemmed from them feeling rejected because we have the second five now, Five of Wands, Five of Cups, bottom of the barrel, Five of Wands, crabs in a bucket, Five of Cups. Over on our end, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Shared energy is the Queen of Pentacles. So Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, needing groundwork to be laid, needing the investments. It needs that whatever we put our time, energy, effort, and attention into Seven of Pentacles, whatever we kind of sow needs to reap Seven of Pentacles. Whatever we kind of invest needs to yield Seven of Pentacles. They're in this King of Wands. So they're wanting to defend, or not to defend, they're wanting to compete, they're wanting to contest, they want to cause a problem. That means they're in their ego. Because a real king would say, this doesn't fit my energy, it's being repelled from me, I'm just going to walk on by. But this is a karmic lesson. Five of Wands, Ten of Wands, that's a karmic lesson that's cascading, compounding cacophonies of karma. It's this amorphous, amalgamous blob of misdirected energy. This is a karmic cycle. This is a karmic. This is a karmic. This is a karmic. And we're in this witnessing testimony, Three of Cups. This karmic cycle for us is turning into witnessing testimony, Three of Cups. It's eventuated us knowing, okay, if I put time, energy, effort, and attention into something, I need it to grow. The wisdom that I got from putting my heart and soul into this means I actually need stability, and I need somebody that's showing up properly in the right way, or at least communicating their desire to do so, and active steps towards that. Knight of Pentacles. Not no, I don't know what to do, when, let me sit here in my feelings. No, okay, I might stumble into success, but at least I'm failing upwards. And we have this on the other end, Five of Wands, which is the Ten of Swords, Hermit for them. So what that means is that they're having a collapse in order to go within and find the answers. They need to do an exploration of the self, Hermit. And so we're both breaking out, breaking free in some kind of way. But for them, they're going to need to realize that they were on a losing streak and that they needed to take more risks. Fool. They were on a losing streak, a double five. What we're going to realize is that we needed to secure our position and understand that we were already blessed. Six of Wands, secure our position, Four of Pentacles. We were already blessed. Six of Swords. We received grace already. And that, yeah, maybe things were moving slowly, Knight of Pentacles, but we had already gotten that creative new beginning, Ace of Wands. Things were already kind of growing and growing in the way that we wanted to. Eight of Wands, we were just wounded, Four of Swords, and we needed to protect ourselves. Four of Pentacles. So let's clarify a couple more things. I want to know what this Three of Wands, Eight of Wands is, because it feels like somebody tried to come back around. Okay, I'm not getting anything. So what's this Ten of Wands, Five of Wands? Because that's a karmic cycle with a karmic lesson that hasn't been learned yet. Yeah, there's an energy here that's competing with the love. They're in some, whatever they're doing is oppositional to the, or adversarial to the connection. They might be trying to be a friend when they really want to be a lover, or they might be mislabeling us in some kind of way, calling us a problem when they're not. Yeah, because we're solid, Costanza, we're constant. Belvedere. If it was made clear to us, we would have taken advantage of the opportunity. And so Speranza, excuse me. So they thought that the way to get access to us was to woo us later on after they were a friend, and that was the wrong thing to do. Said differently, somebody or something wasn't, okay, if there isn't love or another person, something wasn't as clear as it needed to be. It might have involved spirituality, or it might have needed spirituality. When really there was a frank truth that needed to be spoken. And something here is saying that we saw the truth and we should have called it as we saw it according to our wisdom. We might not have realized that we had wisdom. If something here was clear in terms of what it was, or if someone was clear in terms of what their intention was, then things would have gone a little bit differently. And for us, we needed a realization that we were already blessed. The protection that we thought we needed didn't need to be there if we were just in our own energy, authentically, genuinely, sincerely who we were. This other side needed to take a risk. They were in their feelings, and part of that was unhealed, unawakened. When you have 2 5s, there's always some aspect of unhealed, unawakened, but primarily that comes in the 7 of Cups. Illusion, delusion, confusion, lost in the seas of time, trapped some in the matrix, yet to heal, yet to awaken, yet to return to the splendid grace of the divine, unconditional, loving, universal oneness, some kind of glamour, gaslighting, mirage, facade, some type of even living in sin, ratas cucarachas, hanging around the wrong energy frequency vibration. That could include all of that. So we did read this down. But if this is the 5th house, we are dealing with people. It's the love we give ourselves and others. We are looking for union, communion, partnerships, lovers card. What's happening here is that we need to secure, or we have secured, a position, and other energies that come towards us, they're misperceiving us. We're actually boundaried, and they mistake that for something else negative. We're actually sovereign. We're self-oriented, self-guided, self-directed. We built ourselves up from the inside out. So there are petitions for, whatever, compassion baiting, tone policing, concern trolling. It doesn't work. They need to come in a more authentic, genuine, sincere way. Yet we still kind of show up and we're catering to the situation, tending to the situation, because we think we can make small tweaks in our behavior or explain certain aspects of what might have been misperceived. But there's a lack of reciprocity here, and openness, vulnerability, which bars connection. Connection is predicated upon vulnerability. What is vulnerability? What is connection? Intimacy, trust, vulnerability, and authenticity. It's not here. Warmth. It's not here. There's not any warmth here. It's saying that we're safe and secure, and that is threatening to another person because they have this charisma that they use. Okay, well, that's borderline toxic personality style. You need a little bit more than charisma. That's going to open the door, and it might be required, but it's not the thing that's going to close the deal. So it's been an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me the pleasure to do so. Take good care. We're going to say a quick prayer for all those still lost out there. To illusion, delusion, confusion, trapped in the seas of time, lost somewhere in the matrix, yet to heal, yet to awaken, yet to return to the splendid grace of the divine, unconditional, loving, universal oneness. Upon we love you, we're sorry. Please forgive us. Thank you. We pray that your steps are ordered, your path illuminated, and that you find salvation and advancement in this life. May you be happy, may you be whole, may you be well, may you be at peace, may you receive everything you ever wanted, starting with what you deserve. This was a message about feeling burdened, feeling overwhelmed, trying to come back in and finish something that we really just needed to let go, because what's for us will not pass us by, but we're healing. We found spiritual perfection in some kind of way, shape, form, or another, but it came in late. This was a delayed message. It was something that we already had that we were failing to recognize. And we needed to work on our own energy. We needed to work in our own energy. And once we finally did that, things became clear rather quickly, but they had been there all along. So in fact, them being there all along, but finally becoming clear, meant that we were slow to notice something that was right in front of us. So again, take good care of yourself. Namaste, Dandava, and Ashe, Sayonara, Das Vidanya, Avida Zane. Until we meet again, until we read again. Smash that like button. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.